Alright everybody, time to wrap things up. I'm going to show you how I built the Tyranid Termagants and Ripper Swarm. This is the last part of the Tyranid Combat Patrol in the 40k Ultimate Starter. Let me know what you think. First off, I'm trying something different. I'm not going to show you guys all the clipping off the frame. Let me know what you think of this in the comments, if you think it's easier for me to just show you the bits in the assembly. Anyway, going right into it, the Termagants are really simple. They're all in 4 pieces. You have the main body, usually with the tail. You have a leg, and they come in 2 varieties. One of them is where the tail is missing from the main body, and it's with the leg portion, like it is on this one. And the other one has the tail with the main body, and you're just attaching a leg and a claw onto that. So with this one, you got a lot of space to put glue. Pretty handy to assemble, actually. And all you do is fit the ball joint, if you will, of the middle claw there, and the peg into the hole at the hind quarter. The tail fits in on this type pretty snugly. Really can't get that one wrong. Snaps together like so. Next up, we're going to put on the arms. They all come with one arm that has a little bit of the shoulder armor or the chitin, and it goes on the left side. This is the bracing arm, and the right arm has the gun itself. On every single one of these, they're all more or less the same. I recommend you do the bracing arm first because it doesn't rotate, just because of that joint going into that crevice there. It's not going to move, it's going to be invariable. So put that one in first. Make sure you have it in flush. Then go around and you're going to put the gun arm on. And you want to put glue into either the peg or into the socket there, and on the peg for the forearm. This is the cleanest way I've found to do this so far. Now the way to do this one is you put the peg for the shoulder in, and you're going to usually need to bend the bracing arm, the left arm, into the hole on the gun. It's really not too hard to do. This isn't the strongest plastic in the world, and it fits pretty well. But if you do it this way, it works out better. You have a hard time bending the arm. If you put the bracing arm into the gun and then bending the shoulder in, it's a little more difficult. From there, you just attach it to the base, and you're all good to go. Here I'm just going to show you quickly the other type of body build. This is the one where the tail is actually attached to the main portion of the body, and you're just basically attaching a leg and a claw at the hind quarter. This is more peg and hole assembly. It doesn't have all the gap space at the back where the tail would basically fit in. So glue wise, you have a little bit less space, but it fits in just the same way. Slots right in. These, I really didn't find any of these go together badly. The push fits in particular tend to be pretty good. Moving on now to the rippers. These guys, it's not that they're tricky, but they're a little bit flimsy. You basically have them in pairs, and they peg together. They've got a bit of stonework. They got a little bit of masonry on the base. One side's got a hole, one's got a peg. I'm sure you guys know how that works. And you put them together in pairs, and then put the pairs into the holes on the base. There's only 2 things I found difficult here. One, the peg is kind of flimsy, so you want to make sure you don't bend this because the 2 pieces will form a flat sort of base to fit onto your 40mm base. And the other thing is just getting the pegs in the holes. You'll see me trim this out a little bit, but this particular base, the hole just had some flash in it and a little bit of extra plastic, and I had to carve a bit out there, but otherwise decent. The trick here, the problem I really ran into is attaching these to the base. You tend to want to push down, and these are very small models, and they're sort of top heavy. They're very thick in the body, but the tails are really thin, really flimsy. They bend really easily. So if you're not careful and you're pushing from the body of the rippers, you'll bend or even break it off the tail. So what you really want to do here is position them. And there's only one way they go together here, so it's really not too hard to figure out. You want to position them, and then you want to put as much pressure as you can towards the base. Don't push too hard right on the tail. Do not push it from the top of the heads or the body. It's just going to snap or bend. If you have a small enough tool, something blunt, maybe a scraper or a file, something like that, I recommend you stick it down in between each pair of rippers, and that will give you the best way to leverage it in if you need to. And with those done, that's our whole combat patrol in all its glory. So we got the winged Tyranid Prime. We've got the Psychophage, great centerpiece model. We got the unit of Von Ryan's Leapers. We've got the Barbgaunts there in the back. And 2 units of Termagants with Rippers. So, that's everything for the Tyranid half of the 40k starter set. I'll move on to painting. Let me know what you think. Later.